If there's still parking there for folks that don't need the accessible parking, then they have to provide accessible parking in addition to the non-accessible parking.
Seem to have parking available everywhere except the one place they always take it away first. These on the square, on the actual square, there's only these 2 handicap spots, and those were the first to go as usual. Should be a fun event for all the able-bodied children, but not for those that could use a little bit of assistance with handicap parking.
If the downtown area is having an event that's not a city event, now this downtown square is, city property, but if they're having a historic downtown Carrollton event, can that group block off with cones? Can they block off the handicap spots? Or, well, really, can the city give them a permit to block off those spots?
They can, but the same thing should apply. The city still has its own obligations. It's providing the parking. If this event, and they're giving allowance to have this event in that place, takes away their provision of accessible parking, the city needs to move it. Or require this private entity to put in temporary accessible spaces that it took out of commission during the event.
Yeah, you want my sergeant to call you?
Who is your sergeant today?
Sergeant Sayer.
Okay, I don't know him.
Okay. Do you want him to call you?
Yeah, I think that would be best.
Okay.
If you'd have him call me, because basically what we're doing on this is we're saying we don't know, so we're not going to enforce the law. I mean,
okay. You heard what I just told you, right?
I'm just saying.
I told you I don't know. I don't have access
right.
to if they have a permit or
right.
not.
Right.
Someone at the city that more than likely is not even accessible.
You legally, by federal standards, you can't get a permit to block. I'm just telling you. I know that you don't have any way to prove that.
I can't do anything federal law wise.
Right.
It's not in my legal
But the
authority.
ADA and all of them says no individual has the right to block off.
Okay.
Now the city uses we block off a street, and that's how they get around that, and they screw over all the people. But as far as a private entity, I can't say just because those handicap spots are out in front of my business, I can block them off just because.
But you don't know if they have a permit or not either.
Well, I'm just saying you can't get a permit. Even the city doesn't try to block off handicap spots themselves. That's why they block off the whole street. Is because you can't get a permit to override federal law. Now, blocking off the street, that's the way that the city circumvents it. But you can't.
I'll have my sergeant give you a call. Right?
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Maybe you could ask the people here if they have a permit or if they just did it.
I'll have my sergeant call you. All right.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't know if I can even look it up.
Okay. I'm sure they would tell you if they were here, and I'm sure they're here. Well, we tried to do this without a camera, but I thought that we would be reasonable. The thing is they're just saying that. They might have a permit, but since it's Easter weekend, they don't have anybody to call, check, see if there's a permit. It appears to be just their way of stalling out until it's over, and then they don't have to worry about it anymore. So I just need to do a request, open records request?
Correct.
Okay. But as far as that goes, that has nothing to do with the parking, though, right?
You can request parking spots on a permit.
Okay. You can request them. You can request that you block them.
You can request parking spaces, correct?
Okay.
On the permit, however, they have to be approved through PD, and if they were approved for that event or not, would be something that you can see on the open records request.
Okay, but so I'm not trying to weasel around the question. I hope I don't sound that way. But as far as the parking spaces go, if they request parking, the police department has to approve those before you can add that to the permit?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. That's absolutely what I needed to know right there. Okay.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Nope, that's it. I'll just do the open records request for the rest of it, and that ought to take care of us.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.